In this movie, we'll see some new features in the Maps application. So I'll go into the Start menu, I'll find Maps, and click on it there to launch it. Now, strictly speaking, the features that we're talking about are not part of the Creators Update, but these features came out through a software update so recently that lots of people talk about them in the context of the Creators Update, so it really makes sense to include these features here. What we're talking about are inking tools in the maps that will let you draw directly on a map. So if I go to this toolbar near the top right and click on this button for inking, it will open up the inking toolbar, and we have a bunch of options here. But this gives you so much more than just a simple pen stroke on a map. These tools also let you get directions or measure distance based on lines that you draw. Naturally, these tools will work best on a device with a pen stylus, like the Microsoft Surface, but you can still use them with a mouse or a standard touchscreen. So for example, I do have a pen stylus, so I could just tap on this pen icon, choose a color, and then I could draw a line freehand very easily. But if we look at this inking toolbar, there's a button over here on the far right for touch writing. With that turned off, if I bring my mouse here and click and drag with my mouse, I'm moving the map. But if I turn touch writing on, then when I drag with my mouse, I'm drawing a line. Or if you have a computer with a touch screen, you can use your finger to draw a line. But I want to reset this here. I'm going to stick with the pen stylus. It'll be a little bit clearer. So I'm going to turn off touch writing. I'm going to go to the eraser tool, click on it a second time to open up this menu, and I'll hit erase all ink. And I'll show you how these tools work, and I'm going to give you a very specific example. So let's say, for example, I'm organizing a group of people for a hiking trip. You see, you can go to Los Angeles and go to Griffith Park, and you can actually hike all the way up to the famous Hollywood sign. And I'm going to give you a little tip here. I'm going to show you exactly where you should park if you're going to hike to the Hollywood sign. What you want to do is find Canyon Drive near Griffith Park, and I want to zoom in here, and you'll see how it goes here into the park. And this will be easier if I go to this tool here, my different map views, and I want to switch to the aerial view. Because what I'm looking for does not have a street address. I'm going to have to zoom in on this very specific part of Canyon Drive, and when I get close enough, we can see this tiny little parking lot up there in Griffith Park. This is where you should park if you're going to be hiking to the Hollywood sign. So I'm going to go back to the traditional map view, and I'm going to use my inking tools. So I've got the standard pen tool. I'm going to stick with the color I have, and I'm just going to draw a circle right here, and I'm going to say park here. So that's where we're going to start. Okay, so let's look at a few other things we can do. I'm going to zoom out here, and I want you to see that my pen strokes will scale along with the map. So once I zoom out a bit here, it might be a good idea to draw another circle there. Now, another thing I might want to do is organize a meeting location that's a little bit easier to get to. And for that example, I'm going to use Hollywood and Highland. The metro station here at Hollywood and Highland is going to be a very popular place. So people can get there by metro, they can get there by car, and this will be our meeting location. So I could just draw the route out here on the map, just using my pen strokes, but I want to do something just a little bit different. I'm going to switch to this little button here that has a pen stroke with a ruler on it. This will allow me to measure distance. So I want to zoom out just a bit so I can see my start point and my end point over here at this metro station. And I'm going to draw the route that I usually take. So I'm going to start here at Hollywood and Highland. I'm going to go down Hollywood Boulevard, and then I'm going to take a turn here, go up a block to Canyon Drive, and then take this all the way up to our meeting spot. And I want you to see when I let go after drawing that pen stroke, it gives me the distance measurement right here. It shows me that that is 3.1 miles, and that's really handy. So from here, I could do a few things. Maybe I want to share this map with somebody. I could go to this button here near the top right corner to open up this menu. I could go to Share. And I have a few different options here, but maybe I want to share it through mail. So I'll click on that. and it's going to open up the Mail application, start a new email message, and I have this map that I can send to people. They can see the starting point and the ending point and any other handwritten notes I might have added. Okay, we're not done here yet. I'm going to hit discard and we're going to look at another option. What I have here are my handwritten notes, but we don't have turn-by-turn driving instructions. I think that would be a lot easier for the people that I'm sharing this information with. So I'm going to go back to the inking tools, and this time I'm going to hit this little route button, this directions button. With that enabled, I'm just going to draw a straight line from the start point to the end point. I'm going to give it a moment, and now the Maps application will calculate driving directions from the 2 points that I just drew a line between. And this is really handy. So now I might go back to this menu, choose share, or I could print it. But if I go to share and then send it to an email message, now I can see that route and I can see all the turn-by-turn directions, and I can send that to anybody through an email message. And for now, I'll just discard this and close Mail. And of course, when you're finished, you can always go back to the inking tools, to the eraser button, and then erase all ink. It still has the driving directions, but you can clear that by closing this tab here, and now you're back to the regular map. So that's a quick look at what you can do with the new inking tools in the Maps app in Windows 10.